All right, welcome back, everybody, to another Bloomburrow draft. Our pack has a pretty good rare in it. Thorn Vault Forager, 2-mana 2/2, taps out of mana, can add some colors if you forage, and is a what you want to see in your mana dork, honestly. Something that makes mana early and then has relevant use as the game goes on. You know, compare that to something like 3-Tree Root Weaver, which is a fine card, but nothing special. Forager is something that your opponent wants to kill on turn 2 and on turn 6. So we're going to highlight that for sure. If this wasn't in the pack, what's my next pick here? I like Plume Escort, and I'm not afraid of drafting blue these days. There's a few good white cards here. Warren Elder, Jolly Gerbils is kind of a synergy card. Ruthless Negotiation, that's a card I don't mind. But yeah, I like taking the Forager. I think I'm just going to follow this up with Curious Forager. A little bit of Forager tribal going on here. It's a really good scroll to go get in the late game too, for what it's worth. So yeah, gonna take that. Sticky Tongue Sentinel, a card I love. It's near and dear to my heart. Card that I don't mind taking early. Daring Wave Rider, good card too. But yeah, this is just like, think the clear follow-up to the Forager. And here's like just a little bit of a thought after taking 2 scroll cards. I don't necessarily have to be a scroll deck. Like I just see myself as green. Yes, these cards get a little bit better in green-black, but not by leaps and bounds or anything. Like these are just gonna be good cards no matter what. I am gonna take another scroll here though. Baker's Bane Duo plays very well with both these cards. Another Sticky Tongue, Sunshower Druid, kind of just finding your slower green decks. Nothing else I'm really that interested in. These uncommons are all kind of, you know, role players in the decks that they belong. I guess Peerless Recycling, more of a niche card when you've got some excellent cards to get back rather than a role player like the Teapot Slinger or Into the Floodmaw. I see those cards more as just like good role player cards. But yeah, thrilled to take Duo here. Not sad to third pick this card. I think this card is great. And yeah, like I said, plays really well with the cards we have. Okay, so now here's a good example of kind of what I was just talking about. I don't mind Corpseberry Cultivator. I think this card is a perfectly solid card, especially in multiples in your like green-black food decks. But this is a 4th pick Harvest Rite host with a Banishing Light in the pack too, so I think this is a meaningfully better card. And yeah, we don't have any rabbits just yet, but like this is a potential sign of things to come. I think this card is great, so I am definitely willing to give up a little bit of flexibility on taking just a mono green card and take Harvest Rite host, because, you know, another thing too is this isn't that less flexible because we are currently green and green-white is where the host goes. So yeah, I just don't think you want to narrow in this early, basically, when all the cards, all the green cards we have are just good in a deck. And now we get a Builder's Talent, which is also an excellent green-white card. Sticky Tongue Sentinels, you know, a bunch of those going around. Pretty decent with Builder's Talent to be able to pick that up, replay it, or just like pretty good with the Forager or the Baker's Bane Duo too. So yeah, gonna take this talent here. And the nice thing is it plays pretty well with the cards we want for these green cards too, right? We want food cards, so Baker's Bane Duo, as an example. You want food cards to trigger the Builder's Talent, so it's not even that unsynergistic, which, you know, kind of case in point to just the staying flexible aspect of this draft. I also think you could take Sticky Tongue Sentinel there. I don't think it's wild to take a green card. Ooh, now a Tree Guard Duo. Yeah, this is the card, like, it's so funny. I'm thrilled now. I'm excited to take Tree Guard Duo 6th pick, or see it 6th pick. Usually, I feel like this card goes earlier and earlier these days. I don't see very many Tree Guard Duos. So yeah, this is going to be excellent here. Just good in our green whatever deck. And yeah, going to be even better if we do end up green-white. Really, really on the lookout for Carrot Cakes. Like, obviously, that's just a good card, but Carrot Cake plays so well with so many of our cards. Like, Harvest Rite host, Curious Forager. If you haven't played with Curious Forager and Carrot Cake before, you like play the Carrot Cake, forage it away on 2, get it back right away. Obviously plays well with this card, plays well with the Baker's Bane, plays very well with Builder's Talent, plays well with the Tree Guard Duo, making tokens. Nabacoyote, which is, yeah, a nice pickup here. I've actually got some questions about this card. I'm like, how good is it? Do I like the card? Because, you know, it's not just strict upside on the card. It's a card that can feel like you're getting blown out when your opponent kills it and they get their creature back. Maybe you nab something with a good enter the battlefield effect. And I think it's an above average card, is the way I would frame it. Let's take a crumb and get it here. Yeah, I think it's an above average card, like a C+, B-. You kind of just have to frame it. You have some expectations of it's not just going to come down and eat something for good forever. I do try to target tokens with it when I can so that you don't get that potential blowout. So yeah, I like the card. I like the card. It's just not like a busted premium uncommon or anything like that. Okay, yeah, happy to take a Treetops entries here. It's a squirrel for our Forager. Also a good way to use the food that we have. I like where this deck's going, too. I think we are in reasonably open colors. Okay, so a Wave Rider Wield. I don't think I'm going to take that here. I think I'm just going to take this Share Pot because it does play very well with Builder's Talent. Plays well with any of our food cards. Specifically Builder's Talent because it's a non-creature permanent that makes 2 non-creature permanents and then puts itself in the graveyard, so you can potentially get it back with Builder's Talent. Okay, nice. We got a Sentinel here. Yeah, so again, I think pretty much in the open colors. Haven't really seen too much black. Haven't seen too much. Well, I say that as you do black cards wheel, but generally we haven't seen too much black and too much red. So yeah, I think green, white, and we've seen a little bit of blue. Wow, this is a good wheel too for the, again, another card for the Builder's Talent. Okay, yeah, pretty good pack 1. So yeah, we're looking for food, looking for token makers, and this pack doesn't really have too much of that. There's Shoreline Looter, and I actually had a funny draft on stream yesterday where I ended up slightly short on playables in a green-white deck, and I splashed Shoreline Looter just because I picked up 4 or 5 pieces fixing as the draft went on with nothing great to splash, and it was actually like one of the better performing cards in my deck. Yeah, I'm not looking to do that here, but just pointing out how good I think the card is. Not that I would usually splash it, but under the circumstances. Anyways, we're going to take Feather Flight here. Just a good card, and once again, I keep saying this, but plays well with the Builder's Talent. Also plays well with Sticky Tongue Sentinel, just something you can pick up and recast and get another card off of it. Okay, and here I think I'm just going to take a Banishing Light. Like, we are a little bit low on interaction, as in we have literally none, so good place to pick one up, especially one that, stay with me, triggers our Builder's Talent. Now I just hope actually we get multiple Builder's Talents. That would be really nice. Builder's Talent, by the way, is like become one of my favorite cards in the set. I think it's really, really strong. Like, aside from being a fun card, I think it's a really good card if you can build around it properly. Azure Beastbinder here, so I think blue is, you know, somewhat open at this table. This is a pretty good rare. We got some decent blue cards at the end of pack 1. I could see this deck going in a blue-green direction as well, or at least, you know, if this draft went slightly different. There we go. Okay. Good to have this Carrot Cake. Just thrilled to see this here. Like I said, just plays so well with so many of our cards. And, yeah, honestly, not that much else I want from this pack. Like, this Warden Elder would be fine. A card we're going to want to see in our opening hand pretty much every game. All right, then we're going to take a Baker's Bane Duo here. Another card that just generally is good, plays well with the cards we have. And here, pretty happy to take a Polywallop as my second removal spell. We've got, what, 2 frogs with the Duo and the Sticky Tongue Sentinel? Yeah. So, it's going to cost 3 a lot of the time. Maybe we pick up a few more good frogs along the way. Okay, but here I think I take Longstock Brawl over Uncharted Haven. I like picking up my first Haven whenever I can, but I think the Brawl just makes us so that we don't, you know, maybe have a unlucky pack 3, and don't see any more removal. Like, I think 3 removal spells is my minimum that I'm comfortable with. Ooh, do I want Short Bow here? I don't think so. Like, it does trigger the Builder's Talent, but Druid of the Spade looks fine here too. I only really want the Short Bow if I've got a lot of keywords like Flying, Lifelink, and ideally Valiant cards. That's really where I want it most. Okay, take up a village here. Fine with that. We have 10 creatures, so gonna need to pick up some more creatures to make this card a playable card. But yeah, I'm happy to take that over the Rush Shield Rampager, for example. I guess in an ideal world, we actually don't even play this village because we end up with like 3 more Carrot Cakes, and then we only have 10 creatures. And that is kind of my deciding factor often when to play these lands that tap for a colorless but only get colored mana for creature spells. Like, you just have to have a high creature count. That's what it comes down to. I think it's been actually a pretty interesting ride just evaluating these cards as the format's gone on, because they are really, really good in some decks. Like, I am a true believer of these. I was kind of low on them as the format started, but I do think in heavy creature count decks where, you know, you might imagine they'd be good, I think they are really good adds to your deck, like as the first copy of them. All right, a Dawn's Truce, probably just going to take that as a gem pick here. There's a Bonebind Orator, and then Ruthless Negotiation. And is there a chance I do pivot to black-green if I open a Black Bomb? Yeah, you know what? There is. So I'm going to take the good black card here. Okay, take a Hidden Grotto. Going to take that over some middle-level playables in other colors. Pawn Profit. Okay, it's more likely I pay Pawn Profit than Squire, although we'd have to be a bit heavier green to make me comfortable playing this card. Or, you know, it could just be better than our 23rd playable, whatever that might be. It's also another frog for Polywallop and can be picked up with Sticky Tongue Sentinel. All right, we open a Mabel, and Mabel is great. Mabel is excellent. Currently no mice. Not that that matters too much. It's just going to be a good card. But is it better than the just clean take Tree Guard Duo, no worrying about splashing? Like, I have a Fountain Port Bell, and I've got the Forager too. I don't think I have to get fancy here, though. I'm just going to take Duo. Like, Duo is also going to be excellent in this deck, just being good on its own, playing well with Polywallop, so yeah, it's just no guarantee we see the fixing that we want for Mabel. Like, I would want maybe like 2 more pieces of fixing. We're mostly an aggressive deck. So you really have to, there's that classic rule of 3 sources for your splash card. I think when you're a deck that's planning to end the game pretty quickly, you're more looking for 4 sources because you're playing a short game. So you're not going to see the sources that you would see like a slightly more mid-range deck or control deck as consistently. So it would just take a lot of slight luck to see the fixing I want, because I'm not going to play like 3 bells, and also it would mean that I have to give up certain picks throughout this draft to take fixing. So just going to take the solid card basically. And now we just take a Stoat. Stoat's excellent here. Very happy to have that. Interesting. Okay, so there's an Osteomancer Adapt, and that card's pretty good, but there's also just another Tree Guard Duo. I'll say Head of the Homestead. So is this a pick where I take Head of the Homestead over another Tree Guard Duo? I don't think so. I think Duo just looks great here. We've got some good keywords. We've got just a really good curve, so this is going to pump for +2, +3 a lot of the time. I think if I had this pick again, I would take Head of the Homestead, but I'm going to take my third Duo here. Ooh, well, here, here's another one, but I think we're going to take the Harvest Rite Host here. Actually not amazing right now. Like, our rabbit count is 5. It's going to be 6 with this. But honestly, like, even if you're not drawing cards off this, even if it just, like, pumps your Stoat, gets a little more damage in there, pumps, a flying creature. Really not the end of the world. So I am going to take another host here. Also, our 4-drop slot's getting a little bit clogged. I might not play the sentries, to be honest, now that our deck is kind of shaping up. Oh, funny. Another Thornbell Forager. Okay, we're going to take that here. Yeah, I might not play the sentries. We'll see where the final deck goes. I was pretty excited to take the Head of the Homestead here, but don't think I can pass up another Forager. Yeah, I think card's just going to be a little bit too good in our deck. Being able to go like Forager into Duo on 3 and then play another 3-drop that same turn, just having that explosiveness, I think is a little bit too hard to turn down. Ah, there we go. Second Builder's Talent. Okay, but we also have a Wolverine in the pack. Wolverine is also very strong. So let's do a quick count of how good this Builder's Talent is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, kind of counts Sticky Tongue Sentinel. The second one makes the first one a bit better, too. So I think I'm still going to take this. All right, Longstock Brawl. Yeah, I might play that. This draft has actually been pretty interesting just for being a green-white deck. Like, this is what I find interesting about the format. Like, there's been some thoughts, some complaints about it being a bit simplistic. I don't think this draft was simplistic at all. I think even though our colors were pretty clear what was open, I think we have had a lot of decisions to make throughout this draft. Not even confident that I made all of them right, Like, there's 3-4 picks I could go back and kind of weigh and be like, I might have done something a little bit differently with some hindsight. With second Builder's Talent, do I want the second Bell? I might, and then play like this as a 18th land. There's a chance. I'm not for sure going to do that because there's a Rabbit Response, but I don't think we're playing that. We're not going wide enough. All right, and then some stuff at the end of the pack here. Yeah, so we've got a few cuts to make. So yeah, I do think I'm probably cutting this Treetop Sentries. I'm gonna cut, let's see, I think I cut the Pawn Prophet. We just got too many white cards. And then, yeah, I could even replace 2 lands, like be 15 lands and 2 bells. That gets a little bit sketchy because you end up with, 2 bell opening hands, 2 bell no land opening hands a little too often. Also, 14 I think is just on the low side for creatures, so I am gonna cut the Oak Hollow Village. And then definitely going to cut a land for the first Fountain Port Bell. I think probably not playing the second. So that means that the Builder's Talents end up being good but not great. Like if we're just doing a final count here of things that trigger it. It's still a good number of things. Yeah, 7 plus 8 if you want to count the additional copies of Builder's Talent. So yeah, pretty happy with the card still here. And yeah, let's end it. Okay, so no green. Builder's Talent here to buy us a lot of time. No way to trigger it just yet, but that's okay. Double Harvest Rite Host is pretty good. Yeah, I think this is going to be a keepable hand, especially in the draw, where we just have a few more draw steps to draw the cards that we need. That being, Plains, Forest. Forest is the best, obviously, but Plains is okay too. Okay, drawing double green cards in a row. Not so great. A little bit of a pause there, so the opponent has something that can target a creature, it seems. Ooh, Paw Patch Recruit. Naked Paw Patch Recruit. Okay, we draw another Builder's Talent. So they're missing a third land. So it seems like they might just have Crumb and get it. I think that's what's going on here. And if that's the case, I think I just don't block this turn. Okay, well, they're just running out their stuff. Interesting. So I do block. All right, another green card. So let's level up our Builder's Talents. Yeah, so they're all in all action, no lands, it seems. Yeah, so I think I do block one time here. They have Crumb and Get It. They have Crumb and Get It. High Stride. Okay, so very similar. Yep. And Jolly Gerbils. All right. Okay, drew the Plains, which is not ideal, but still fine enough. Yeah, play the Harvest, or target there. No attacks, obviously. The vendor cannot attack. And they have a Brawl and Trapper Rabbit. Okay. So, yeah, they get to push a little bit of damage here. Also, could just trade off this Harvest Stride Host. Think nothing wrong. Oh, they're just going to attack with that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say nothing wrong with trading that off. Okay, Fountain Port Bell is a nice one. So now we get to go put a counter. Honestly, a thing on the wall for the first one. And then one here. Yes, I will put a forest on top. And we can draw immediately. Play the duo. Just get more stuff on board. I could play Forager here, but I think just putting a ton of power and toughness on board is a little bit better. So let's spread this out now just a little bit. They're going to want to kill this host. So let's just make this wall a 2/6. And yeah, now we're set up pretty nicely. Wolverine. Okay, I imagine that kills the Builder's Talent. Oh, wow, no. They put a counter on a creature they control. Counter on the Wolverine. Well, that's good for me. I do not mind that at all. So what are we doing here? So, can't trigger the Builder's Talents this turn. I guess I can with the Fountain Port Bell. Could bring that back, but not what I want to do. Probably going to go Host plus Forager. Yeah, just use all our mana here. Seems pretty good. Yeah. And this. Sure, we're going to get to pump something. Don't think I'm going to attack, though. Pass the turn. I think if they attack with Wolverine, Hold on, do I just shove? If I shove and they don't have a trick, they kill Host and Forager. I could go like this. But that seems pretty bad against any interaction spell. I do think I want to win the combat this turn. So really it's just how much do I care about them being able to trade with some of my better things. I think I'm going to go like this. Overprotect is one of the lesser, or one of the worst things they could have here for me. But I think I'm set up pretty well in the late game here. Okay, Crumb and Get It. Indestructible. So very similar. They also get to draw a card. Oh, wait. This is kind of funny. They gifted me so my Builder's Talent triggers. So is there a way I can save something here? Let's see. Yeah, I can save my Harvest Stride Host, right? That's really funny. All right, so yeah. Great. Nice. Yeah, funny little interaction with gifting and Builder's Talent. That happens quite a bit, actually, I find. All right, head of the homestead. Going really wide. I have to worry about Rabbit Response now. Banishing Light. That's another way to trigger our Builder's Talent. And we've got, let's see, 7 mana if we want to count the Forager sacking something. I can also just kill the Wolverine with this Longstock Brawl if I wanted to. Okay, I think I'm going to go Banishing Light on Paw Patch Recruit. Which then lets them put a counter on their Wolverine. Yeah, counter here. Counter. I think I'm just going to play the... I think I'm just going to play the Druid of the Spade this turn. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, guess I can do both if I do gift them a fish here, eh? Then Rabbit Response is pretty bad, but I think Rabbit Response puts me in a really, really bad spot no matter what. So let's just pretend that they don't have it. Yeah, we'll go like this. Yeah, okay. Longstock Brawl. Okay. All right, so Rabbit Response puts us, like I said, in a pretty nasty spot, but anything else means we're doing okay. Okay, they scoop. Nice. Yeah, that was a really funny moment with the Builder's Talent saving my creature. Watch out for that, everybody. Okay, and yeah, a little bit of a slow hand. Not one I'm gonna mulligan though. Again, needs a land, but got a lot of cheap cards in the deck too. One of the nice things about just drafting a bunch of cheap cards is you can feel a bit more comfortable keeping hands like this. Lands are good, spells are good for the most part. Ooh, start with a bell. Okay. I was a little bit worried it would be one of those very scary rare green 1-drops. Paw Patch Recruit or the green one that grows for each green creature you play. Green creature type. All right, yeah, they are also Builder's Talenting. Love it. And we just play the Harvest Rite Host. Sticky Tongue Sentinel. So they're going to pick up Builder's Talent, I assume. Pick up the Bell. All right, yeah, that makes sense. Draw the land. That's a really big draw. So now we go Tree Guard Duo and just start chaining Tree Guard Duos now. Yeah. We get in for 6. Yep, they level up. Play a land. Put a counter on something. Heap Harvest. All right, yeah, that's fine. Still going to be able to attack past this. And in fact, if we draw a land... Okay, they're going to put it there. I was going to say, if we draw a land, we have to fight this. I guess we still get to and play Forager if we want to, but it's a lot worse than actually just drawing land and being able to double spell. But now with Banishing Light, do I want to... Could just Banishing Light and then Longstock Brawl this thing. Pushes a lot of damage, but it gives up our last removal spells if you don't count Coyote. Yeah, I think that's probably okay to do here. Yeah, it's slightly aggressive, but yeah, slightly aggressive. But we're gonna have good attacks next turn for sure still because of this Tree Guard Duo. So just pushing 6 here, putting them to 8, and then if we draw a land, getting rid of a blocker. All right, they Sentries, sure. Ooh, yeah, Swamp. Interesting. And nothing. Okay, so they seem to have something here because they would have played their Bell otherwise. So maybe an Overprotect? Well, if that's the case, I would like to get that other hand. So we're just going to go Coyote here. And nab this. It's not that. Okay, so maybe like a Sonar Strike or something? Could be that. Paw Patch Formation. Okay, sure. Nice. Huh, they could have cycled that first and put a counter on the Sentry, and then I wouldn't have gotten a counter on my Coyote. Scrap Shooter, okay. Doesn't really do too much here. Tree Mascot, sure. And Scavenger Salad. Okay, I see what's going on here. Yeah, they went kind of deep. Alright, so they're at a virtual 5. I can Tree Guard Duo, and Tree Guard Duo, and Tree Guard Duo. So, let's see. Yeah, let's just do this and put it on, let's see, rating +4/+4. So, yeah, let's put it on the Coyote. We can also, yeah, put it there too. Jam. And then next turn, we might just bash all, but this forces a chump, so. Yep. Yeah, make another food. Gotta put a counter. Yeah, nice little synergy there too with Scavenger Talent. All right, Bell. They're gonna cycle the Bell. Yeah, currently they need something else though to stay alive. They're at virtual 8. We're attacking for 9. Okay, they drew something really good. Yeah, Head of the Homestead stabilizes them pretty well. So now the attack all looks quite a bit worse because they get to Tree Guard Duo, or sorry, they have to get back their Sentries and draw a card. Is it that much worse, though? Like, we can tree guard something else and still force them into a lot of chumps. We could also just tree guard Duo the Coyote, which means they chump here. Then one of these things gets eaten. Yeah, I think that's actually fine, too. So let's just keep on attacking. Put the pump. Doesn't really matter too much. Well, they're going to want to trade here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. So, sorry, for the Harvest Right Host trigger I was talking about. Because they're just going to eat this, I believe. So in. Yeah, and then I can also just forge back something this turn, so not a bad exchange overall. They get another food, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, play my land. So if we draw another land, we get to go Forager, get back the Duo. Oh, sorry, I guess we don't get to do that because the Duo is part of the 3 cards in the yard, so not quite. Banishing Light, yikes. Okay, so the Banishing Light hits the Coyote. They get to draw a card here, put counter on stuff. Yeah, all right. Yeah, removal spell makes that attack a lot worse for sure. They go level 2. And, ooh, we draw a Share Pot. That's really a nice draw, because we get to forge or back something with that and kill something next turn. So, yeah, definitely just going to slam that. Yeah, and then we will sack the token here. Get back the Duo. All right, yeah. They drew something good. We matched them back. We're under some pressure from this Scavenger's Talent, though, just milling us out. Not too much pressure. We're 25 cards still, but something I'm thinking about. Yeah, so they can buy back Keep Harvest if they'd like. Get a little more life, yeah. A little more life, get a counter. And now we're kind of in the grinding stage of the game. I think we've gotten to the point where we're not just going to out-tempo them randomly. Although this plus a Trampler or a Flyer could do it. So there's some thought to not just running this out until I have some way to push a lot of damage with it. I wonder if the blue card they're splashing is double blue. It could be Season of Weaving, honestly. Just they're like a super duper splishy deck. And all right, Harvest Right Host. Yeah, so we're just gonna take the turn to kill something here. But what is the question? I could take a risk and blow up the Banishing Lights and then nab this Scrap Shooter. Gives me one more attacker to push some damage on. I think that's probably fine enough to do here. Could also blow up the Scavenger's Talent. That's interesting. There are virtually 11 life, and my attacks aren't very good right now, and they're probably not going to be that good for the next little while. So yeah, you know what? I think it's just killing the Scavenger's Talent. Yeah, I think we're not that close to just aggroing them out. So kill their value engine. Yeah, and then if we draw land this turn, we can host plus Duo to draw a card. It's kind of nice. Carrot Cake, yep. It's a good one here. Gives them a little bit more action, a little more power and toughness. I imagine they start attacking with this Scrap Shooter soon, too, just to turn the corner. Yeah, let's grind on top. Like, they're at 14 life now. Let's see, they're going to kill one of these things? No, they're just going to attack. So, probably... Well, they're being, yeah, kind of... Okay, I was going to say, probably means an interaction spell in their hand if they do attack there. But they didn't, so I'm much less sure that is the case. That was a good draw, though, Builder's Talent. Let's play Builder's Talent, level it up. Maybe you can get back the Share Pot next turn. Do I play this Harvest Right Host? Yeah, I think so. It doesn't let me draw a card. if I draw the land next turn. But I think even if I draw the land next turn, I'm going to just get back this share pot. Found Port Bell, yep. So they are doing the, you know, double Found Port Bell with their Builder's Talent deck thing that we were talking about in the deck build. Definitely the card I'm thinking of here is Season of Weaving, like the Blue Mythic. Like, just thinking about why they'd have 2 islands in their deck. And I know, you know, they're a good player. They're Mythic 16. They're not just jamming 2 islands in their deck for 1 blue, like a single pit blue card. They clearly have a double pit blue card that they need to cast. Okay, and then they attack with Scrap Shooter here. Yeah, don't love going for the block. Like, what happens if I go for the block here? Well, I'm gonna at least kill the Scrap Shooter, unless they have an indestructible trick. I think I just take it this one time. Might draw. Ooh, and Lumra, jeez, okay. And there's that Season of Weaving, so I was right about that. But Lumra, that's a problem. Okay, so now I think we are priced into level up, get back Share Pot to kill Lumra at some point here, and we're gonna go for the big block on Scrap Shooter. And let's just grow our stuff a little bit so that the block is a little bit better. Let's go like this. Okay, pass the turn. Probably going to be chumping Lumra with this 0-4. And now we might grind them out, as in, you know, have them deck. They don't have any more action in the deck. They've got, what, 10, 11, 12, 13. Probably a lot of gas in the deck, because I'm assuming at least one of these Fountain Port Bells counts as land. So they've got like 8 cards, 10 cards plus the 2 in hand, or 8 plus 2 is 10. Yeah, I would imagine they've got quite a bit of action in the deck still. So maybe not. We'll see. It just depends on how the next few draw steps go. And with the 4-4 as well. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to just do this. Block here. Oops, take 4. Yep, okay, so that goes through. They get to kill 2 of our things. We are set up next turn to kill Lumra. Hopefully, this 4-4 attack could just mean they're happy trading me putting 4-4 here, so I don't get to like put more stuff in front of Lumra, for example. But this could also mean that they have a trick in hand and they weren't willing to use it there. Like, they might be using a trick or saving a Crumb and Get It / Overprotect for me blowing up their Lumra. And if that's the case, yeah, we're definitely in a lot of trouble. But just got to go for this now. Okay, they didn't have it. We get to play our Forager. I don't think there's too many great squirrels in our deck yet. We've got a Baker's Bane duo. Or still, I should say. Yeah, just the Baker's Bane's duo is really the squirrel to go get. Also have another Forager, I guess, if we really wanted that. Have we seen the Black Splash yet? Yes, Scavenger's Talents. Polywallop. All right, yeah. So they get a pretty good attack here. Attack with a 4-4, and we'll double block this Sentry. We go to 7, and what do they have? Ah, Beza! Hold on now. 2 of these. Your mom lets you have 2 of these legendary creatures in the cycle? We have none. Oh, and a Lily Splash Mentor, too. Okay. So, yeah, now we're in a little bit of trouble. Just a bunch of 4-4s coming at it. So we can Treeguard Duo and still not have a good block. We can Forager grab the Baker's Bane Duo. Yeah, I think that's probably game over for us. Like, we have 1 good double block. Yeah, that looks like it. Okay, that was a cool game. Yeah, really long one. But GG's, opponent. All right. Ooh, what a juicy hand. Yeah, and we're going to save the Fountain Port Bell in this hand for sure, so we can trigger our Builder's Talents. Another pretty good draw with the host. Red-black. Okay. Brazen Collector. Well, luckily, got a nice little 0-4 to stop this Brazen Collector. I mean, they still get the mana from it, so it's definitely still a good play from them, but nice to have a little something. Yep, we go block. A Steam Path Charger, sure. All right, so would like to get a counter on this 04, so that it has something that can stop all these. So let's level this up, play the carrot cake, put a counter here, and yeah, still in pretty good shape. Do I want this Tree Guard Duo? It's a decent blocker. Yeah, I think it's probably good enough. Play a Raccoon Rallier. All right, not too scary. And a Ravine Raider. Okay, so there's a bunch of small creatures that we will match. We're going to play, obviously, the lands. And do I want to play Fountain Port Bell here? Yeah, I think so. And I think I'm going to go Harvest Ride. Put the counter there. Also, probably going to top a land here, so I can cast my Coyote if I need to. No attacks. Ravine Raider coming in. Yeah, so could obviously mean Scale of Shales. Oh, nope. Not attacking. Never mind. All right, nothing. Just nothing. So play the land. What do we want to do this turn? Kind of want to sack this Carrot Cake so the next turn we have the option to Builder's Talent. But I could also wait on that and next turn, if I draw the land, go Duo plus Carrot Cake to draw a card. I think let's just sack the Bell here. And then if we don't draw anything to pair with Feather of Flight, for example, we just slam the Duo now. So we miss out on the card draw, but this is a pretty good attack. Yep, just turn this. Yep. I imagine they probably just block here. Just jump. Yep, totally fine. All right, I get assault my host. Yep, totally fine too. Yeah, and they look like they're kind of just running out of action, so they don't have any really scary aggro start here. So really just gonna want to hold my interaction for some of their, if they have a rare or two. And I think that means I'm just going to go Feather of Flight on this. And put a counter probably just on itself and just start the clock going here. Ooh, come and get it. That's a nice one too. All right, play land. Let's get in. Yeah, all right, like how this game's going. We're going to crack Carrot Cake end of turn. Buy back next turn after that. They could have like an early winter to get rid of this and get through my Come and Get It, but most things in red-black cannot kill something through Come and Get It. So we're in a pretty good spot with a 3-turn clock, maybe even sooner. Flame Cash Gecko. All right, cool. So sack this. See what we see. Forager. Yeah, that's good enough. Lets me double spell this turn. Although probably not going to double spell now that I think about it, because I think I'm just going to keep up Crumb and Get It. So let's get a Carrot Cake. Still a fine top, though. I still would top that no matter what. And yeah, I think we're just going to try to make this a 2-turn clock if we can. Yeah, bottom that. Let's get in. Pass turn. Fire Glass Mentor. All right. It's a strong one, although you can't really get in that well here. I guess they can attack with the Charger and trigger it. But they can't really attack all because I kill them with the Crackback. Everything gets blocked by this 1/5. So if they just attack with the Charger, I guess I just take it. Oh, they're attacking with a few things here. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to take this damage because they're just going to be very dead on the Crackback now. Let's see what they hit. They hit a Bramble Guard veteran or Hired Claw. Okay. Yep, so they can play that. And we sack Carrot Cake. Shields down on the 6/6, but there's nothing in for triple red that can kill the 6/6 right here. Yep, Baker's Bane Duo, good one. That means that Tree Guard Duo is going to be lethal in the air with this Crumb and Get It. But obviously we don't have to go for that just yet because we can just attack all and see what they do. Oh, I guess not exactly because we have to act first. But again, there's nothing that stops a 7/7 here, so we just get to do this, and that's totally fine. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like this hand. Looks very nice. Gonna go Forager into Host into hopefully Carrot Cake and Kraken on turn 4. Also have the option, if we really want to, for whatever reason, to go Carrot Cake, pick up Carrot Cake on turn 3. Like, let's say that they have a bunch of X1s, they're playing Black Red again. That might be the slightly better line. Okay, so do the land. Good to see. And with them playing Forest, yeah, most likely just gonna do my original line of playing Forager. Black-green, okay. Bonebind Order. Okay, sweet. So, another one, too. Wow, huh. Okay, that's pretty tempting to just now set up double Host and then Carrot Cake on a later turn. Okay, kill my Forager, totally fine. Doesn't actually affect what I'm doing here too much. Even drew another land, so we don't have to worry about that. Let me just bash. So how much do I care about this? Enough that I'm fine taking 2 damage. Could be a Saver, could be a High Stride, could be an Overprotect. Okay, so let's go Host. Okay, it's not High Stride because they don't have the single mana stop here. And yeah, next turn's looking really good. I don't mind taking a few hits off their creatures. They're not really pressuring us too much. Like, say they just make the same attack this turn. I'm happy to just take it. Yep. So now looking just, by deduction, more like Saver than anything else. I guess it could still be Overprotect. Okay, and now let the fun begin. Yeah, we'll keep a removal spell. That's fine. Bump. Actually, more than fine, because we actually just get to play that removal spell this turn if we'd like. Not that there's anything I really care about Longstock Brawling, mind you. Pump. Yeah, alright, cool. And yeah, we will just get in here and bash for 5. If they want to use their Overprotect, Saver, whatever this is, now looks more like Overprotect. That's good for me. Scales of Shale. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one, but that one makes sense too. And now we'll just Brawl. So we'll go Brawl. This fights Cultivator. Nice. Alright, bunch of cards in hand. About even board. Maybe mine is slightly better with the Host on the board. Have a removal spell for something else scary they have. And then just bash. Yeah, I think I just take this. I'm at 15. Early winter, yep, fine. Would have been really bad if I made the block. Another reason not to block, right? Because they can blow out with the duo pump. All right, so now we can get back one of these things from the yard with the Curious Forager. I'm probably gonna do that. It's probably going to be the Carrot Cake, actually. Just so we can start grinding a little bit here. Oh, not that. Yep, get that back. Play the Carrot Cake. We can also, next turn, pick up Forager. Yeah, duo is fine. Pick up Forager to play it again, sack Carrot Cake, and get something back on a future turn. What's the grave for this order? There's the Cultivator. Okay, so nothing too scary. Yeah, again, just gonna take this. I've got a lot of life to play with when you count this Carrot Cake in this duo. Okay, so yeah, we'll just get in. Bash them for 6. Ooh, down one Ambusher. Yeah, that's a good one. Get to eat 2 tokens here. Oh, they didn't block the other token. Okay, that is fine. So let's go Sentinel, Duo, pick up Carrot Cake. Yeah, I like that. Tree Guard Duo, great draw. Okay. Just the Duo and the Ambusher. Okay, so make some obvious blocks. Make them do whatever they're going to do. Saver. Odd. What? I was thinking it was maybe dead to overprotect, because I thought they were maybe going to like kill my thing and give their Ambusher trample. That's not what happened. Alright. Let's Tree Guard Duo. Make a lethal attacker and attack all. They have some food, obviously, so they don't just die. Actually, because of that, I don't think I make the all-out attack. They're not forced to block. Or they're not forced to block in a terrible way. I don't really want to use the Banishing Light just yet. Yep, they block there. Alright. Yeah, I think maybe what happened last turn was the opponent just kind of had a brain fart or something. Or this last card in hand is something that I'm not privy to, obviously, and they have some sort of plan. But it seemed like an odd play to make. Heaped Harvest, and that should be the game, right? They go to 7. Yeah, they're just dead. Okay, cool. Got Carrot Cake. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, like I said, kind of a strange game, but we got there. Yeah, nice little curve out hand. Duo into a trample or into more duos. Alright, looks really good. They play a mountain, which makes me, sort of sad about drawing Bumbleflower Share Pots, because it's a little bit of a slower card. Probably not going to be activating that too soon. Carrot Cake also a pretty good draw, obviously. All right, no Mabel, please. I don't think I've ever beaten a Mabel, to be honest. I think Mabel is a card that I'm just gonna block here actually. Versus Red White. I think Mabel was a card that I have a 0% win rate against. Rush Shot Duo. Okay. So yeah, let's play our Druid of the Spade. And probably just block, honestly. Ooh, that's a scary one. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. The bash with both. So this means the trick that the mouse trick, +1/+0, draw a card. It's just a trade with Challenger. They get to cycle it and maybe hit a land drop. But I'm pretty sure I just want to prioritize getting this thing off the table. Yep, totally fine. They hit a 4-drop and draw a card. Okay, cool. So that was a good exchange for us. Pretty happy about that. And we can play the Duo. They hit land. Okay. Ooh, Bell. Also not a great draw here. So if we play the Duo, that means that if they have a 4-drop, they can attack into it. Could also just play the Carrot Cake. Yeah, I think I kind of want to make their life a little bit hard. Play a, they have to play certain spells here if they want to pump the duo. Sorry, obviously 4-drop or 2-1 or 2-2 drops. But the more that they are able to, or like, need to trigger this duo in the early game right now to get in, the less scary it is as the game goes on. So I think with this hand, I'm happy to just press. Okay, so not going to happen here, of course, because now they can attack through this with the Intrepid Rabbit. We get bop for 6. Yeah, Okay, we draw a land. So let's go Carrot Cake now. Actually, do I play Carrot Cake? Actually, I think I just want to play a duo, because another removal spell is pretty bad for me here. So I just want to make sure I'm stable against the removal spell. We can do some double blocking. Carrot Cake does not let me do that. Not going to put a land on top here, obviously. Don't need to. Brambleguard Captain. All right, that's a pretty strong one. They're going to be able to attack. Are they being able to attack into this? No, because this is going to be a 4/6. Yeah, so they can't attack, and they can. They're probably still going to attack, I would imagine, to get rid of one of these duos, but they don't get to attack past it. Oh, they're making this attack. That's interesting. And the bunny too. Okay, well, I think I do this and go to 5. Yeah, a little surprised they're offering the rabbit, but I'm happy with this. With the carrot cake and the food. Okay, nice. So we got drawn out of land. That's pretty good too. So let's play the share pot to have that as an option next turn. Play the carrot cake. Scry. Find Builder's Talents. Yeah, that's definitely good enough here. Just gives us a blocker. Let's just buy back the carrot cake in a few turns. Pass the turn here. They've got a handful of action for what it's worth. Like, they have been not hitting land drops, so clearly they've got some stuff up their sleeve. But the last few turns haven't been too scary, so hypothetically they've played their best thing each turn. Maybe they're stuck with a 5-drop in hand, though. We'll see. Okay, so I imagine they're going to pump this rabbit, and if that's the case, I just carrot cake double block. Yep, keep that Builder's Talent, obviously. Ooh, what is this? They're thinking here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so now I need to kill this rabbit, or else I just die. So, good to know. I guess we cycle this spell. I always forget this thing has Slash for some reason. I don't know why, but... Alright, now we go... Nab that. Could be dead here. Definitely could be a few things that put me to dead. Also, this makes me chump each turn here. Because they're going to have a 4-power for a striker. Mouse Trapper. Okay. So, oh. Yeah, double chump. That makes sense too. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're in some trouble. Because now we have 1 fewer blockers. We have some food. And they play a 2-drop. Yeah, I think they probably got us here. Because... we can play Builder's Talent, crack 2 pieces of food. Or talent plus Harvest Rite Host. And then crack a food. We go to 5, but then they tap down 1 thing. And they pump this, tap something down. Yeah, not exactly, but I can't imagine this goes well for us. I think we're probably going to be dead this turn. Yeah, pass turn, go to 5. Or a virtual 5 here. Their hand has to be, like, basically uncastables. And they do the land. And they have a Quake Tuskboar, yeah. So that'll do us in. Let's see. Maybe they mess up here a little bit somehow. I doubt it, but... Alright, go to 5. Yeah, okay. GG. Okay, yeah, double Builder's Talent. Pretty nice looking hand. Needs some green, but Like we saw in a previous game, double Builder's Talent does a really good job of just giving us some time. And being on the draw. Once again, just one more card we can see. And they mulligan, so all good things. Ooh, they play Island. Nice to see. Blue-green. All right. Well, I think we do a pretty good job at grinding against blue-green, honestly. Looks like blue-green splash something as well, for what it's worth. Not much reason to play this card. Maybe they just wanted some more frogs, but I would anticipate a splash here. Yep, attack. It's pretty free. No reason not to. No reason for me not to block. And a Sentinel. All right, that's fine. And don't draw the land, but it's okay. Still got a lot of time here. And once we do, it's going to be really good. Finch formation. All right, yeah. Hit me for 3, then a persistent 2. And we do draw the land. Okay, sweet. So now we go... what? We could play the duo, put a counter on something. Play the host, although the host isn't really drawing us any cards. Yeah, I think we want to take the time to just level up one of these talents. And put a counter on this thing. Pass the turn. All right, we draw the land. And what do I want to do here? I could just play the Tree Guard duo. Walks into Spell Dryer, potentially, or like a Polywallop. So I think I want to do multiple things here. Level up the talent. And I also want to use green mana here. Because I'm short on it. Although if I draw a green source next turn, or like any land, it's not like I can double spell with green cards anyways, so I'll just play the host, use most of our mana. Yep, put it there. Pass the turn. Castrol. Oh, okay. So, gonna want to nav this thing if we can. That makes sense. So, this Finch formation's here. I wonder what they do. I imagine they draw a card, but I could also see them putting counters on their stuff. Yeah, okay. We drew the land. Thank goodness. Nab the Castrol. Hopefully they don't have a Polywallop. But now do I want to send this Baker's Bane duo? Or just both, honestly. Like, are we happy with trades here? I think so, because we've got this Curious Forager. So I'll just bash. Also means the Coyote is a relevant creature. Can attack and block and do stuff. Okay. No blocks in the Sentinel, though. If they Polywall up or get rid of this Coyote, we're in probably some trouble. I mean, definitely some trouble. They Splash Slasher. Okay, so we're still going to get to make a block. Not a huge deal. And, ooh, Forager is kind of nice. Okay, so let's go Forager plus Baker's Bane duo, and then duo can attack for 5. They get a good double block, though, so maybe that's not the best. I think it's built probably fine, because then I can buy back the duo with Forager, get more food, get more triggers on Builder's Talent. Yeah, so we're going to put counters. I guess we can just put counters other places, right? Like put one on the duo and on this duo on this Forager. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, they just take it. Ah, no. All right, yeah. That's probably going to be it. That is probably enough to kill us here. We can't get back Coyote this turn and replay it. I guess we can get it back, crack food, but they probably are going to set up lethal here, right? By putting counters on stuff. Yeah. Oh, wait, what am I saying? I've got this Forager. Never mind, not dead. Not dead after all. Forager saving the day. So yeah, we go green, green, sack of food. Yeah, okay, now we go Curious Forager. Yep, nab. Food here, get back Coyote. Now, the issue now is that we are going to slowly die, or quickly die, to this Finch formation. Now we're out of food. We can go get... Can we go get something else with this Forager that helps us? I think that makes food, right? I don't think we have any more... Yeah, no more food makers. So we got to draw another interaction spell, but... Oh, and they have something else? All right, they have shore up. Fair enough. All right, GG, GG. All right, so final debrief here. Deck went 3-3, which I think is actually a little bit under par for this deck. We faced some pretty good timely rares and strong opponents, definitely. Our opponents played really well. But yeah, no, deck was good. I don't think there was anything inherently wrong with it. Like I said, the draft was pretty interesting. There were some things that I could see going in slightly different directions, but hope you enjoyed. If you liked, of course, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.